Hey everyone, it is Coach Levi and Coach Dallas. We are here for your Friday, April 10th CrossFit Cure at-home workout. Today's workout is called SeaWorld. Before we get into it, we will go through our warm-up and Dallas is going to demo for us today. Our warm-up is 8 minutes, as many reps as possible, so set a timer for 8 minutes and keep going through these movements until you run out of time. We're going to start with 10 alternating supine, plank, leg raises. Supine, plank, alternating leg raises. So she's in a plank, bringing one leg up at a time as high as you can. It is very difficult, okay? So to scale that back, we can lay down on the floor and just do alternating leg raises here. This is a great way to scale it. Try it in the plank, and then maybe when you get back to it, go to the floor. All right. After that, we're going to do 10 sit-up to straddle. So she will do a sit-up, and then legs go out into straddle, a little stretch there, and then back into the sit-up. Good scale for this one. If we can't do a sit-up to straddle, we'll just lay on our back, and we will bring the knees up to our chest. And you can even grab onto something to anchor yourself if you want to do it that way. All right, after that, we've got 5 inchworm to pike to cobra. So here's what that looks like. Go into an inchworm. And then she will walk back into a pike, or stretch back into a pike, and then stretch down into a cobra. Right? And then go up and walk back in. And repeat that 5 times. Good way to scale that is if you want to do a walkout rather than an inchworm. Just do a walkout and back. Do that 5 times. You can even step wider to make it easier. And then we'll spend about 20 seconds in a pike and 20 seconds in a cobra position. So that's a good way to scale that back. Another way to scale back the inchworm is actually to put our hands on a surface and walk our feet back and walk them in. Okay? After that, we're going to do 10 light Romanian deadlifts. This is more about the mobility and the stretching than it is the weight. So grab something light, like a deadlift, but very little bend to the knee. Maybe unlock them a tiny bit. Hinge down, keep the back straight, go into parallel, and come back up. 10 light Romanian deadlifts. Great. And then she's going to take that dumbbell, do 10 presses each side. So up to your shoulder. Should be light enough that you can strict press it, not have to push press it or push jerk it. So get something light, or take the weight away and just work the range of motion. You can grab a can of soup or something like that. That's nice and light. So going through each of those movements, we'll continue through. Once you get through the presses, you're starting again at those supinated plank leg raises for 8 minutes. After that, we're going into our workout, SeaWorld. SeaWorld is 6 rounds of 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, you will do the following movements 6 times, so 30 minutes total. The first movement is alternating single arm clean and jerk. So what do you want to demo with first? Dumbbell?
Yeah.
Okay, so single arm. So this is 5 each side, alternating. She's bringing it up to her shoulder, dip, and then press it up, and a little bit of a dip to catch it, and then standing all the way up with that, okay? Alternating, so we're not doing 5 and then 5. It is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, okay? Here's how you do it if you have like a water jug or something like that. Same thing, bringing it up to the shoulder, pressing it overhead, and then we're good? Okay, yeah. Awesome. So that's a heavy kettlebell. I don't know if I want to clean and jerk that. All right, after that, 20 sit-ups. Okay. Something to keep in mind with these movements is they are intended to be unbroken. So if you cannot do 20 unbroken sit-ups, scale back. Remember, you're going to be doing this 6 times. So scale back to something that you can do unbroken. This is a great scale if you need to do 20 reps like this, or if you need to even pull the reps back to 15, 10, something like that that you can move unbroken through. Then we're going to do a 100-meter suitcase carry. So 100 meters, if you don't know how far that is, we're going to say take 120 steps. So 60 steps, alternating halfway through on which hand is carrying the suitcase. In this case, we're just using a jug. So carrying that, this is all about core stability. So walking without having to lean, right? Keeping our core stable and upright. So
and those should be pretty heavy, so maybe laundry soap or something full.
Something heavier. You can fill that thing with sand, it gets a little bit heavier. But yeah, something where you're actually going to have to actively fight to keep from bending over. Okay, so after your 100 meter or 120 step suitcase carry, you're going into 20 jumping jacks. This will get the cardio up, and then 10 kettlebell swings. So if you've got a kettlebell, you can do some Russian kettlebell swings with that. Again, we can substitute this weight for something like a dumbbell. You can even do them single arm if you'd like, alternating of course. And then you can do the same thing with that water jug, cleaning jug. 10 kettlebell swings, okay? So that is all the movements. 10 alternating single arm clean and jerks, 20 sit-ups, 100 meter suitcase carry, 20 jumping jacks, 10 kettlebell swings in 5 minutes, okay? The goal is to go unbroken and take about 4 to 4.5 minutes. So if you cannot complete all of these movements within 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes, you have two options. One, you can scale back the number of reps, or two, you can work up to about the 4.5 minute mark, and then I want you taking at least 30 seconds rest between each round, and then you'll start at the next 5 minute mark. So at 0, at 5, at 10, at 15, at 20, and at 25. 6 rounds of 5 minutes for all those movements, and we will record our total work time, okay? So you're gonna wanna write down your work time for each round. Time to go to cool down. Cool down today is front scales and back scales, 10 each side. So front scale, arms out like an airplane, bringing that leg straight up. So go ahead and stay upright in your torso. There we go. Bringing that straight up, point the toe. Good, getting that as high as you can. If you want to hang on to something for balance, that's great. Then 10 back scales. Pointing back, this is the airplane if you want to make noises. Trying to look for a straight line from shoulder to toe. Dallas is doing a great job right there. Cool. Come on up. 10 each side, and that's your cool down. So that is the workout for Friday, April 10th. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.